opportunity.
Oh, my brain just exploded.
She negotiated. How much were they?
Oh boy. Wow.
50 each.
No, hold on, guys.
80?
I wasn't that good. I got to 100.
100 each.
Yeah.
100 each.
Okay.
She started at 200, and I was like, oh god. So then I just went down to half.
You should have offered 5.
About $5.
No, 5.
Well, you
5
got
yen.
some in.
All right.
Okay, let's go that way. Go straight.
All DJ'd out.
Little figures down there. Yeah, the soldiers. Yeah, terracotta warriors. That is another must-see attractions in China.
Where in China is that?
In Xi'an, 2 hours away, 2 hours flight away from here. Yes.
Take the train. I think I took the train.
Yeah, a couple of hours. Yeah, 5 hours train.
I'd love
So
to
beautiful. That's another.
Gotta come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much to see.
There's too much to see.
Even the 5 days in Beijing, and we've been at it 12 hours a day, seeing everything. Still feel like there's so
Yes.
much.
Yeah, all my life. Yeah, I'm a local.
Very cool.
Yeah, born and raised in Beijing.
Has it changed a lot in your
Yeah,
lifetime?
tremendous change. What's your comment for this trip? What are the differences between here and San Francisco?
So I live in Austin, Texas.
You live in Austin?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
So I'm not one of the West Coasters.
No.
But yeah, I was just so my husband is French,
Okay.
so we love to travel. So any opportunity to travel, we always take it. And we both wanted to come to China for so long, and this felt like a great
Okay.
opportunity.
How did you get to know Linda?
So Linda and I used to work together
You used to work
10
together.
years ago, and we became fast friends
Okay.
when we worked together. And then we've since moved to other companies, but always stayed in touch.
Okay.
After Beijing, what city would you recommend next to a traveler?
I would recommend you to go visit this place, the
Terracotta
Xi'an Terracotta Warriors. That city is one of the oldest cities in China. Yeah, the first feudal dynasty was actually established in Xi'an, Terracotta Warriors place. And also Shanghai.
Okay, sure.
We call this tour as a Golden Triangle tour. Beijing, Xi'an, Shanghai.
Cool.
Yeah, that's a pretty impressive.
Okay.
Yeah.
God.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was like cold water.
Is
and then
Hong
it came out, it was
Kong
like
worth
cold.
seeing, or
Yes.
is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's worth to visit. But if you have a longer trip, you can also visit like a Zhangjiajie with a beautiful landscape, natural landscape. And are you going to visit Chengdu this time?
No, unfortunately, we fly back to the U.S. tomorrow.
Oh, I
So
see.
we could only do Beijing this time.
Yeah, next time you can do Chengdu to see the panda reservation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Do the Chinese understand the implication of that?
Some people do.
Okay.
Some people know now. But you understand what Beijing means in this scenario, in this scene.
Beijing.
Yeah, Beijing. Yeah, in Beijing.
The intended meaning.
I think the T-shirt sellers know what they're doing.
哪位游客丢失一个蓝色背包，请到摆渡车站认领。
You know, here, this is the Summer Palace, where it's about 4 times the size of the Forbidden City.
Wow.
Yeah.
4 times the size.
Yeah, the Summer Palace makes a lot of sense of the function of this palace, the place where the emperor were hanging out during the summertime. So here, the Summer Palace, and the Forbidden City should be, translated as kind of the Winter Palace. So they were staying in the Forbidden City during the winter time. Let me show you the map of this huge palace. Come on, brother. Thank you. Yeah. We just entered Summer Palace. So from this gate, we're standing right next to this stone slab. And the most important buildings were built along this. We'll be seeing the most important ones where the emperor, the empress, and the dragon lady resided in the Summer Palace. Okay, and the most important buildings was established on that hill. The hill is called Longevity Hill. And then we'll be walking along this long corridor to the end of this long walkway, long covered walkway. This is recorded in the Guinness Book as the longest corridor in the world, as well as the longest art gallery, because there are 14,000 paintings were drawn along the beams along this long corridor. and we'll be coming to the marble boat. That's made of the marble, not floating on the lake, but it has a marble foundation. Okay, and later on we'll be exiting the Summer Palace for the northern exit.
Is it possible to visit the main palace?
Probably not today. Today's month is closed. Okay, I'm going to take a picture at the bottom of the hill. But we see it very clearly at the bottom. Okay, and have you ever, thank you brother, have you ever learned the story about the dragon lady? Empress Cixi. She was a very powerful lady, ruled the country for 48 years. And most of the buildings in the Summer Palace was reconstructed for this lady, because those pretty much all the buildings were destroyed in 1860, the Second Opium War, by the British and French Allied forces in 1860. And the dragon lady, the most powerful lady, she had this area restored in 1888. While some buildings were destroyed again in 1900 by these 8 countries' Allied forces. So during the summertime, when the dragon lady wanted to come into the Summer Palace, sometimes she would take the dragon boat from the city into her living residence in the Summer Palace directly. And there's a beautiful bridge over there, 1718 artist, it is actually the copy of Marco Polo Bridge. Ever heard of the Marco Polo Bridge? Marco Polo recorded that bridge when he visited, which the original one is located in the southern part of. So it's a beautiful walk along the lake to the long corridor and some major palaces over there. Okay?
Is there a restroom?
Sure, there's a restroom right over here on the other side.
Man-made lake or real?
There used to be a small lake, but expanded to the current site in 1750. Hey guys, this area has the best angle taking group photos. So let's take a group photo.
Yeah.
Okay. Standing next to the rail. Okay. And there's a pagoda standing in the distance. That is actually outside the Summer Palace. That area offers best drinking water in China throughout the whole country. The building called the Hall of Jade Ripples. Ripple refers to the water ripples where the emperors resided. And also the place the second emperor from the end of the dynasty when he was given the house arrest by the dragon lady right here in this palace for 10 years.
How did the Empress have enough power to put the Emperor on house arrest?
Because she held the power. After her husband passed away, she picked all those officials on her own. So they all listened to her.
So it was like an alliance informally, even though the Emperor was technically more powerful.
That's right.
I love
And on the other hand, she was the powerful lady. Actually, the dragon lady accessed the power behind the curtain when the boy emperor was very little.
That's right, the
Yeah, there's a fire pit underneath where they set up the charcoal to heat up the room. They have like a very advanced heating system underneath the floor. So here the starting point of the fire pit. There used to be like a side door here. When sealed out by the dragon lady, stopped the emperor from escaping.
You couldn't even go and walk around.
No, not allowed. Yeah. Only inside the courtyard. Only inside the courtyard. Called the Hall of Yun. Yun refers to a kind of a herb. It is capable of protecting the books from catching the insects. This building over here is called the Hall of Happiness and Longevity. If you are happy, you will enjoy the longevity. That was the dragon lady believed. The longest corridor in the world stretches 728 meters. So times 3, that will be the length in feet. Let's walk along this long corridor and also appreciate those beautiful paintings along the way. Okay guys, so let's take a look at this beautiful painting over here. We are standing in this pavilion representing the spring. And that is a very famous story, which is actually indexed in the textbook of the middle school. 桃花源记. That could be translated as the source of the peach blossom. So that's a story happened about 1600 years ago. golden color. 1, 2, 3. Okay, very good. Yes, the marble boat.
It doesn't. Does it float or is it built
No.
into the
They're built into the foundation, yeah.
the ground?
Because there's a saying in China, water can carry a boat, it can also capsize the boat. And the boat refers to his dynasty. And I saw that his dynasty would be as stable as this marble boat, which will never be capsized by his subject, by his people.
Evil queen. She really does. I was into her at first.
But she is a very controversial person in this country, where she did some great things for the country too. She reformed the country, reformed the education and the system, and actually she did a lot of good things. But meanwhile, she did a lot of bad things. So she's a very controversial figure.